All right, viewers, welcome to the Bronco Country Roundup. My name is Evan Sanford, and today I'm joined by just Carter Davis. That's it.
Just
Just
me.
Carter. Just
Nobody
me.
else.
And Carter. Just, hanging
Yeah.
out, talking
Just two
football.
guys being guys because Chase decides to be a teacher or whatever.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Chase could not join us today. He also, as you might notice, handles the tech side of things now. So if we have some technical difficulties, just bear with us. We're doing our best.
I'm going to
But
try my best, but yeah.
yeah, no matter what, we are here to deliver you Boise State news and content, and we love doing it. So, just a quick bit of, housekeeping. We never were able to reach our contest winner for the March Madness bracket. I think we'll talk amongst ourselves, and we'll just go down the list and see who wants to come on and for the next podcast, whenever that is. We're entering another little content drought, if you will.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean we got some other sports that are crushing it, like volleyball and stuff, and softball is doing well. So we got a few things to talk about, but uh, more or less for like the football, we're entering a content drought. So we'll try and get something figured out with our contest winners and or participants at this point. Uh, who knows? Maybe it'll just end up being my wife who finished last.
We'll just go down the line until somebody who wants to be on here.
Exactly. So remember, it can be like anything really you want, so long as it's keep it PG. Any of your hot takes for the upcoming season, for this past season, for football, for basketball, or whatever sport you want, and yeah,
I could argue about anything.
yeah.
We could figure it out. We could have a political debate.
Oh, please no.
That we could do that. Somebody come on and debate me about Trump. Let's figure that out.
And we're already off the rails.
I don't even know. I wouldn't even know what I'm talking about. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just pretend this last 30 seconds didn't happen. All right. Moving on. Okay, so we've got a little bit of draft and like Boise State Broncos in the NFL to talk about. That's pretty cool. Yours truly got to be there for Ashton Jeanty getting drafted. That was really, really cool. So I'll talk about that here in a minute. We got some really fun recruiting updates, and actually a good recruiting is going to actually be kind of a meatier section of today's podcast. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. No, the staff is really killing it with the transfer portal and high school kids right now. From the gap we've been gone, a lot has happened. So that'll probably be the majority of what we talk about today. Yeah. Is the direct result of the recruiting on the football team.
I love it. And so the Pac-12, do we have news or do we not have news? You're gonna have to stick to the very end to actually find out if we actually have any news or not. And then you're also going to have to like, favorite, subscribe, and share. And then you can press play and figure out if we actually have any news or anything to talk about.
Yeah. So then other people can find out what news we have or don't have.
Yeah. We don't know.
We don't know. No, I don't even know. I don't think the Pac-12 knows.
Yeah. All right. So NFL draft, I'll try to walk you through. I've got some photos and some videos, all of which are ranging in quality. I'll just say that. Take it on my cell phone. I did post some of them to my Twitter, so if you want to check it out there, I probably should go and post them to the board. But you can dig through, find my lukewarm takes on things, and check that out. But I got to see Ashton Jeanty on the red carpet. That was really cool. You could see his bedazzled Crocs from a mile away. That was really cool. And then the moment he got drafted, they called out. So first things first, when Jacksonville traded up to the second pick with Cleveland, were all holding our breath. We're like, please be Travis Hunter. And so it was, and we're like, oh, phew. Thank goodness. Travis Hunter can go have a terrible career in Jacksonville. Makes my heart warm.
No faith in Jacksonville at all?
No. Shad Khan is a horrible owner. Like they even went out and got a great head coach. Like it's going to be like Robert Saleh going to the Jets. He's just doomed to fail. good head coaches, they ought to just wait for better opportunities with better programs that are actually managed well. So he's going to have to, he'll be a coach. Maybe he gets 1, maybe he gets 2 years, and then he'll have to go be an offensive coordinator for a few more years again. So that's just, I can already tell you that's how that guy's career is going to go. Sorry, Jaguars fans, just a fact of life for you. But then the Giants, actually, they didn't screw up their pick, which is amazing. Abdul Karter, who we might recognize that name, the defense or the edge rusher out of Penn State, who wreaked havoc in the Fiesta Bowl. That guy is an absolute beast, and so it's going to be a bit of a warning sign for actually, can't remember his first name, but Thibodeau, the guy out of Oregon that the Giants drafted. It hasn't quite met expectations, but yeah, that's going to be fun. The Patriots took Campbell, and then we all held our breath again because Cleveland was on the clock, and we're just like, what are they going to do?
I was going to freak out if Cleveland took Ashton Jeanty because I thought they had Nick Chubb, but then the announcers were like, well, Chubb's not on the team anymore, or maybe he was injured. And I was like, of course, Cleveland is going to come in and swoop up our golden child to ruin him in that garbage town. But
I was just like, no,
I was going to be very upset.
I was like dying. My heart was like pounding. I was like, oh, just please be Shadur. Oh my goodness.
Speaking of Shadur, I mean, they eventually they got him. It just took.
Oh, I'll get there. That was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious. So they don't pick Ashton Jeanty, and we all just breathe the biggest sigh of relief. I was sitting in Lambeau, by the way, so we saw there's this massive crowd by the stage. Now, if you wanted to sit up by the stage and get on TV, that would have cost you $1,000. A little too rich for my blood. But then everyone started filing in like sardines. It was standing room only. And that, I'm in my 30s. I'm good. I'll go find a nice place to sit. It's better for my back.
You don't want to fight all the fans trying to get closer?
No. There's 4 of us, and we all looked at each other and we're like, no. So there's 125,000 people crammed right in there in that stage. They announced it, and then over 200,000 people packed. They had to turn people away day one. There's so many people. It was
I didn't even know Green Bay had that many people.
They don't. It's a town of 100,000.
Oh, nice.
With houses like right next door. It's kind of crazy. Like, just you've heard that it's like it's in a neighborhood, and it really is. It's in like this neighborhood in everyday America, just right there. It's like going into this town. It's so unassuming. Like, we went over this little bridge. We were on a bus from Milwaukee going in, and you see the Costco, you see some gas stations, everything, and you're just like, oh, okay, this is like run-of-the-mill like American suburb. And then boom, this like massive stadium just towering, imposing over this small little town, and it's built up almost looking like a Roman Colosseum, if you will, because they've got this little bowl that's built up with the suites and everything. It just feels Roman almost.
I mean, it probably is their version of the Coliseum. That's all they have is cheese and Packer football. So that's
really,
honestly, that's probably where they go to watch their gladiators, and that's about it.
Yeah, that was my first thought walking in there, and then the breeze off the bay. And keep in mind, this was like a mid-50s night. I was in 3 layers. I had my sweatshirt, my jersey, and then a third like thermal layer underneath, and I was still cold. It cut in half on a nice spring day. So it's insane. But anyways, we sat in the lower bowl of Lambeau right up close to the field. They had live entertainment there, so we weren't just like watching the draft like everyone else watches on TV. We had the draft and we had live entertainment. It's a big party. Nice. It was really, really fun. And we had, access to concessions and a bathroom that everyone in that crowd did not have. So we're like, you know what? All you young 20-something, you go on there. You go.
Yeah.
You go. Do your thing. I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna be comfortable. And we were. And if you can make it out to Green Bay or Lambeau for a game, I highly recommend it because it's one of the few grass fields left in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And that stadium, really, you can just feel that history there, and you can feel the culture is different there. You can feel that, like, I mean, those people really only care about three things: beer, food, and football, and they do all three of them pretty well. So I'll leave that. Well, I didn't have. I had the brats at Lambeau, which were great. I had cheese curds in Milwaukee; those were great, and all their other stuff. Tried that. Great food. Milwaukee's a fun town to visit. Check it out.
So, what was it like to see Ashton Jeanty get drafted, though?
That was really honestly. That was really cool. It's kind of like seeing him pop off a huge run. Like, I think the last time I saw him was he popped off a massive run against San Diego State after we fired Tim Plow and made Dirk Cutter the interim coach. And we came out of halftime. We just ran the ball down San Diego State's throat. That was one of my final home games before I moved out here to Washington. And seeing that live, you just get that jolt of lightning.
Absolutely, yeah.
So cool. So honestly, it was like that. And then knowing he's going to Pete Carroll, that system, it's like, is he going to get used and abused like Dirk Cutter did? Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
But he'll probably win Offensive Rookie of the Year for it.
Oh, absolutely. Am I going to think about buying an Ashton Jeanty Raiders jersey? I'm going to think about it.
Yeah, I've already thought about it. We'll see what happens, but I'm sure him going there's going to be a lot more Raider fans, which is kind of ironic because the budding sort of new rivalry with UNLV. But I mean, it's two separate entities, so I'm not really worried about it.
Yeah, it's the house that Ashton built,
basically.
At least at the college level, it is.
Oh, absolutely.
He's going to feel very at home there.
He's going to be very comfortable winning there for sure.
Oh man. Yeah, no, that was really cool. I cannot understate those Crocs.
Yeah,
they were a choice.
Man's got fashion. I know I couldn't pull it off, but he can.
And then that farewell video he posted like day of. Oh, right in the feels.
Absolutely. I got a little emotional about it. I didn't cry or anything, but it was a nice video to see.
Yeah, he's absolute real one. Go check it out on the Boise State Instagram or wherever. Like, the great video if you haven't seen it yet. And then before we get to Ahmed Hassanein, Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, that guy.
That made me so happy.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me being Deion's son and all that. I mean, it just from what I heard is that he was just super arrogant in meetings and just you can't do that. Organizations aren't going to do that.
Well, he didn't work out for hardly anyone, and then he bombed his meetings, and he's not that good to begin with in a poor draft class. But then, so Karter, you play college football 25, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So who are the three cover athletes of college football 25?
I believe they were Donovan Edwards, Quinn Ewers, and Travis Hunter.
Yeah. So Travis Hunter, absolutely, second pick. He probably, well, I think he'd be, if he just focused on being a defensive back, I think he'd actually do well in the NFL. But if he's going to split, I don't see him lasting that long with his frame. And I don't think he's going to do as a receiver, maybe in the slot, but I don't know.
I feel like he needs to pick one or the other, but that's on the Jaguars to figure out.
Yeah. By the way, he deserved to get drafted and deserved to get drafted high. Kudos to him. But Quinn Ewers, 7th round pick.
Yes. And then I didn't even know he was available to be drafted.
Yeah, I totally forgot about him. And then they showed it that they're like what was the meme? It was every single round that Quinn Ewers does not get drafted, he adds another animal carcass to that wall there.
Yeah. His big thing in the background.
Like, geez, that was just filled with with taxidermied animals.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Kind of I don't know. He was giving off
Where's
a
he even
vibe.
from?
That's a good question.
Where is Cunier's from? Because let me look up here real quick. Because I mean, he's from Texas. I don't know where he got all that. All those taxidermy from. Is Texas hunting good at all?
Huh. I don't. When I think of hunting, I don't think of Texas.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but whatever. Good on him, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then, you know what? I already forgot that third name you said, but he didn't even get drafted. So who
Donovan Edwards. He was the running back for Michigan, and he had a good year before the game came out. Kind of like Ollie Gordon.
Yeah.
Just all of a sudden fell off, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened with the Michigan offensive line, but to go from cover athlete, people thought he was going to be one of the top running backs, to undrafted. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Just yeah.
So do you think, Karter, do you think there's going to be a new cover athlete curse with the college football video games?
You know, it wouldn't surprise me, but I feel like EA is trying to go towards having multiple people, because we've already kind of seen the covers and it's like 12 new players on the cover. But I could definitely see something to where if they start going with a singular athlete, with how weird college football is, I could definitely see it. I don't want to wish it on anybody, because I mean, I really don't care at the end of the day, but I could see it happening. Just some weird juju going around.
Oh, yeah. Big time. All right. Well, moving back, Ahmed Hassanein got drafted in the 6th round by the Detroit Lions, and what has got to be the perfect place for him to get developed.
Mm-hmm.
He is an incomplete, he's a work in progress.
Yeah.
And we might, if we see him start at all, it's not going to be for a while. And that's okay. I think Ahmed knows that. I think he's ready to work. I think the Lions know that. And I think they drafted him because he has the perfect mentality as a developmental prospect.
Yep.
And I think he's going to be a star in the NFL? Maybe not, but a rotational player to like every down starter, I think he definitely could. That could be his potential. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I have a friend that's a Lions fan. He was super excited about the pick. You saw that video of Ahmed Hassanein telling the head coach of the Lions that he's willing to die for him on the field. First Egyptian player to ever be drafted. Like, right here, right now, the story is already fantastic. He proposed to his girlfriend after it happened. Like, it's just a good story. So, you know, if it ends up not working out, he'll probably get a few $100,000 for being a draft pick. He'll get to live out his dream. He'll get to be forever known as a Boise State draft pick, one of the best Broncos to have played here, because we just don't have that many draft picks.
And we've got a good amount.
We've got a good amount, but but he'll still be known as one of the greats for being drafted. That's just how this university is. So life is good for him. I'm happy he's going to the Lions. That's a great organization right now. I think it's going to be a great fit for him.
Oh, absolutely. So that's another one. I'm going to be like, when do preseason games start? Like late July or August? No. Yeah, it's July.
I don't know.
Whatever it is. I might try and like tune in, see a little Lions, see if I can just spot Hassanein. I don't know if the Raiders will play Jeanty in the preseason, but
I would sure hope not.
Yeah, right. Who knows? Pete Carroll is a bit of a masochist. Who knows?
He just likes to hurt.
All right, so moving down the list, undrafted free agents. Shea Oladipo, he signed with the Dolphins. Alexander Tubner signed with the Baltimore Ravens, which, perfect fit, by the way. Physical defense. Alexander Tubner, he's out there to murder people.
He'll kill somebody in the AFC North. That's good.
Yeah, love it. Then Cam Camper to the Jaguars, and I'm sorry, Cam. At least you get an opportunity, but
it's money.
It's Florida. Hopefully you show out and get a better opportunity with a club that isn't Jacksonville. Moving on, Ben Dooley with the Rams, first-rate organization, and good. Should be good. Like, there's a common theme among undrafted free agents and day 3 draft picks. All of them, they have the talent, but there's that caveat, but. Ahmed Hassanein has the talent, but he's only played football for like 1 year or something lame like that.
Yeah, 2 years.
Alexander Tubner, Cam Camper, Ben Dooley. What is all 3 of their butts? Injuries.
Yeah.
So these guys all have the talent. They have the opportunity. Go make the most out of it. And for Cam especially, hopefully go make waves and get signed by a better team.
I mean, being on the practice squad for a Florida team and making hundreds of thousands of dollars wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
No, but I mean, it's Jacksonville. You're up in the panhandle.
Yeah, NFL team is an NFL team.
I guess I'm just being picky. Anyways, moving on. Finally, we'll get to recruiting, which ought to be the meat and potatoes of today. We've got a little bit to cover. So since we last had our podcast, we had a commit, which we'll start with him. Rocky Dunn. You want to tell me about him, Karter?
Yeah, Rocky Dunn. He is listed as a safety. Believe he's coming in as a linebacker. Things could obviously change, but, safety linebacker, plays on defense for sure. Pretty impressive offer list. He had offers from Pitt, USF, Wazoo, Texas State, Coastal, some top G5s. There was a ACC team in there. Kind of came out of nowhere. Wasn't really aware of him being on the radar, then just kind of committed. But, 6'1", 195, Texas high school player. I mean, just another Texas player. It's great for the Boise State brand. So, yeah, it's a super exciting commit. I'm glad he's here.
Yeah, no, it looks awesome. And, I remember we were texting when he committed. I was like, oh, with his size, do we have our own, Cam Chancellor? But if they're going to move him to linebacker, they like his skill set there better, apparently. Fine by me. But, I mean, I wouldn't mind if he stayed over at safety. When you get a chance to make your own Cam Chancellor.
Yeah, I just think this team is all about speed, especially at the first and second level. So playing safety in Texas high school football probably will transition to good enough speed at the linebacker position. 6'1", 195 probably has some frame to put on a few more pounds to take the hits, but I think Danielson and Chenander are all about speed, and they're willing to move those safeties down and hope that they can develop into the player that they need them to be without being too stocky.
I like it. And then, of course, playing safety, hopefully he'll have some ball skills, be good in pass coverage, and maybe intercept. Yeah. So then today, 5 or 6 hours ago or whatever it was, we landed a commit.
Yes, we did. We landed Darren Schmidt from Vancouver, Washington, Evergreen High School. He's a 6'5", 225-pound tight end. He's a big boy, almost 6'6", almost 230. Had offers only from Portland State and Sacramento State, but was being pursued by other teams such as BYU, Colorado State, obviously us. Oregon State, Washington State, no offers from them, but was being pursued. I think if you check out his ex, he did have some offers to come visit. He went to the spring game for Oregon State. I'm assuming some offers were coming down the pipe, but just chose to be a Bronco. I mean, I love to see it. We've had some great luck with tight ends recently.
Oh, yeah.
Especially after the years of not being able to use them at all. So, I mean, being damn near 6'6", that's perfect. That's perfect red zone target right there. So I think that's a great pickup for the staff as well.
Jimmy Graham.
Basically just a big tall body to throw to.
Yep. Throw it to him. He's open. He's covered by 3 people. He's still open.
He'll figure it out. Yeah.
No, absolutely love that. And it's kind of interesting. We were talking it's not necessarily a transition, but they are recruiting heavily early, try and build their class as early as possible, and hold on.
Yeah, if anybody's part of the Bronco or the Bronco Corral, and if you're not, you should join. It's very fun. The main man, Kevin Rafter, has been telling us, and as we've seen on X, they're trying to get kids to come in for earlier visits. They're trying to get them in the city of Boise during the summer to make them fall in love with this place. And it's a risk-reward situation. You're risking flips, but you're also being rewarded with earlier commits that show you're building a class. And so I like the new approach because I feel like sometimes classes took a long time to come together. And already we have 6 commits, and one of those commits, Bryson Beaver, who just took part in the Elite 11, there's rumors that he's about to get a huge ratings bump. And that probably doesn't happen if he doesn't take a visit, if the staff doesn't jump on him as soon as they can. So I love the new approach. I think it's awesome. Obviously, we're risking kids decommitting for bigger programs coming in later, but I'd rather take the risk and hope that we land a few more gems.
Oh, absolutely. It's like, it's good they build that relationship early. And I mean, let's see, we had from the last class, what did we have? 3 decommits at the end of it?
Yeah, I can check real quick on
3 or 4
24/7.
We still brought in close to
Bronco
20
Country 24/7. Let's see here. There's 5 commits, 5 decommits.
Okay.
All happening, yeah, within a few months of each other. Starting with Christopher Solis Loomer, Tyrell Brown, Ezekiel Melander, which Georgia took, and now Georgia's trying to take another one of ours. Lucian Holland and Brendan Haywood. All decommits, all happening later on in the process. So that could happen again. But if you're starting the connections early and you're building that connection throughout the whole season, I doubt we're going to see as many now or see as many then as maybe we could see earlier on.
Yeah. And we saw a lot of our guys get big ratings bumps, and they still stuck with the Broncos because of the strength of that relationship. And honestly, I think Boise itself, Boise in the summer, is an amazing recruiting tool. Because, like, I don't know, no offense to Washington State. I'm just using them as low-hanging fruit. You're going to go out to Podunk, Pullman, Washington, where there's nothing to do, versus Boise, where you've got everything you want in a small city without all like the negativity there. That's one of the reasons why we love Boise in general. It's one of my favorite places on earth.
Yeah, I truly think it's a hidden gem of the Northwest. It's everything you want in a bigger town without all of the problems of a bigger town like Portland, Seattle, or Denver.
Ouch.
I'm just saying. I'm not trying to get weird with it, but those towns have stereotypes that Boise doesn't have, and I think it's because
we were saying the exact same thing, but you just that's the city.
I mean, honestly, I'm just saying. You know, that's just how it is.
I'm just giving you a hard time. Moving on, because we got a couple transfers now. Between the last podcast and this one, we got Derek Ganter Jr., Eastern Washington safety. And Karter, did you tell me that he was a freshman All-American?
He was a freshman All-American for the Eagles, I believe they are. I don't know enough about Eastern Washington to make that call, but he was a freshman All-American for them, decided to transfer. I don't know offers because his posts on X were, I'm transferring to Boise State. So I don't know who he was contacted by, but I mean, talk about a hopeful plug and play guy.
Oh, yeah. Or even just a rotational.
Yeah. Eastern Washington is a higher tier FCS program, and if he's a freshman All-American, and with how this secondary is right now, I love this pickup. This is one of my. I really feel like it's an under the radar pickup. Not a lot of people talked about it. I think it's one of my favorites.
Oh, no, I'm with you there. I just think they brought in as many players as they brought in, guys with FBS experience might still have a leg up. And don't forget that Ganter is young. So he might have all the talent in the world, but he might have some learning to do and some physical development to do. So he might be more of a rotational guy for this year, and then we might see him blossom into the next. I don't know. When was our last defensive back to get drafted? Was it did Moxie get drafted?
I don't think so.
After Darian Thompson. I know we had someone in the secondary after Darian Thompson get drafted.
The last cornerback I remember being drafted was Kyle Wilson years ago.
No, Jonathan Moxie went. I don't think he got drafted. I think it was undrafted.
JL Skinner is listed as a defensive back. Avery Williams, a defensive back.
Oh, no. I forgot Skinner.
That's but he was more of a safety. I don't know. I'm thinking true cornerback.
Yeah.
Darian Thompson, 2016.
Was Darian a corner or was he a safety?
It says DB. I don't know.
Ooh. Oh no. Oh man. Okay, well, viewers, it's been a long day of work, so don't judge me too hard.
We got some secondary guys.
Yeah.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Actually,
Don't worry about it.
If you guys know, who was the most recent Boise State corner to get drafted? Put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments.
Tell us how stupid we are.
Yeah, come make fun of us because I don't know anything about drafts. I only watch because Ashton Jeanty.
There you go. All right, and then moving on. What was it? 1 or 2 days ago, we got another commit.
Yes.
We are basically becoming the University of Arizona North.
Yes, we are.
Yep. Oh, go ahead, Carter.
I'm just going to say we picked up our third commit from the University of Arizona. This time, Sterling Lane II. He's being listed as an edge player. It was between us and the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers.
Yeah, good choice.
Not sure why it was just those two. He was a 4-star coming out of high school. His rating only dropped to a 87. So he's still a pretty toe-in-the-line 4-star transfer player. I don't know if he was looking more for a program fit than NIL or whatever, but still seems like he's up there when it comes to stars, and he chose us, thankfully. So he's the third Wildcat to become a Bronco. Love to see it. We need help at edge. I love the Power 4 experience. Hopefully it kind of helps him,
and he
plug and play.
Successfully avoids living in the state of Kentucky. Kudos, young man. Kudos.
Yes, that's a tough decision. Boise versus wherever Western Kentucky is.
Yeah.
On a hill somewhere.
Just the nicest part of Kentucky.
Where's Western?
And it still isn't. It's still in Kentucky.
It's in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Ugh.
I didn't even know Bowling Green was in Kentucky.
Ugh.
Whatever. Good choice, young man.
Yeah.
Anyways, the third and final transfer that we want to talk about today. I know Evan doesn't really like that much. Really hates. We've talked about it before. He does not like this person at all. And if he says anything besides what I'm saying, he's lying. But I love him. So hopefully Braxton Fely sees
come on.
Because we got Braxton Fely back. Huge. I think it's a huge commit. Evan does not think so, and that is all on Evan. Braxton had 6 teams he was going to choose from: Cal, Georgia Tech, Miami, Ole Miss, and TCU, and Texas A&M. 7, my bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm stupid. Whatever. 6 teams. All those ones I listed. Decided to come back. I'd love to see it. I'm sure he had some NIL money thrown at him. If you didn't see the video by Spencer Danielson, go check out the X page.
Oh yeah, that was actually really
that was a great video of him to put out, explaining the situation, explaining why Braxton is welcome back. I think it shows maturity by both Braxton and Danielson. Be like, hey, it is what it is. They wanted to come back. They basically begged us to come back. We're gonna bring him back in. He's like a son to me, and I love it. So I'm happy Braxton's back. That's going to be huge for this defensive line, which I thought looked great already. So having a starter back with the experience that he has and then having that development over the summer, I really think the D-line is going to become the strength of this defense, which
That's
it was.
We're hoping.
Yeah, which it was supposed to be the weakness with how much it lost. But with how it looked in the spring game and with Braxton back, I think this is going to be the strength, the anchor of this defense.
Oh, well, you kind of threw me under the bus there.
So I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think I did that.
Where do I even start? So, first thing, I think it's a big deal that he's coming back from the leadership, the experience within the system, but not necessarily the talent perspective. It's everything else that he does. Last year, he was graded out very marginally by Pro Football Focus. Now, don't take those grades too seriously. They are not everything. Like, if I learned anything, and I had to take stats at 3 different levels, like regular undergrad, and then graduate in my master's, and then graduate again in my doctorate. So if I learned anything from those 3 courses, it's that you can massage the numbers, and that a p-value of 0.05 does not save the world. So if you get that reference, then good on you. But so again, it's not everything, but his stats last year were solid. So, but what he brings back from that emotional and that leadership standpoint is far more important, which is why that one, when he transferred, was felt way harder than like Andrew Simpson or JFR. Yeah. That one was a little bit, I think, upsetting. And even Danielson, that was one where you could see in interviews he was a little bit unnerved by that.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of Danielson and speaking of that video that he put out, excellent choice, excellent way. Excuse me, sorry. Excellent way to handle that. Now, for what it's worth, we don't know that this actually happened, but normally in these situations where a player is allowed back on the team, they put it to a vote. And so it's not just the coaches saying, okay, you're back. They put it to a vote, and Braxton would have been also allowed back by his teammates. So that's also a big vote of confidence. Now, do I think he's going to be team captain next year? No, he can't be team captain after having tried to transfer.
Yeah.
But he's still going to bring a pretty significant bit of leadership. He can also be a cautionary tale for some of the younger guys and be like, hey, like, you've got it really good here. Be patient, develop, your time can come. Because I looked at all these schools, I went there, and it wasn't what it was cracked at. The grass was not greener.
Absolutely. Yeah. It could just be a presence thing, if anything.
Yeah.
Just his presence. He doesn't have to produce crazy results if he's just there, showing off, showing what it means to be a Bronco. And also, like kind of like you said, showing what it means to try to leave and just be like, hey, no, it is pretty good here. So it's just the presence of the experience of it being in game and the experience in the portal.
Now, if he goes, has a blue collar summer, works his, to use Danielson's words, works his tail off, and really elevates his game and is a absolute monster this year and picks himself up to be like a day 3 pick in next year's NFL draft or something like that, then I will happily eat my words and I will be a Braxton Fely cheerleader. But as of right now, I've always felt that his leadership meant more than his skills.
Yeah.
So
I got you. That makes sense.
Moving on, because one final thing, we do have actually 3. I'm not sure if we touched on it, but Tyrone Jackson, wide receiver, I believe he would have been a redshirt freshman, transferred out. So that wide receiver depth is getting thin. We do have a portal wide receiver coming to visit this weekend from Purdue, who I'm blanking on his name.
Don't know. We'll know if he commits.
Yeah. Can't remember that off the top. So that'll be this weekend. He's coming to visit. Yep. And then Joseph Marsh, a guy I was kind of excited for transferring in last year. He transferred. I actually didn't see that. I didn't see that on the feed. I was checking the list and I saw his name there. I was like, when did that happen?
Yeah, there was some smaller players. I don't want to say smaller because everybody here is trying their best, but there were some players that just didn't get time that, entered the portal that just for some reason or another just didn't get the publicity, probably because they were overshadowed by the Feelys and the JFRs, or just in the nicest way possible, people didn't care because, if you don't play, like, that's just how it is. So good luck to them. Sorry it didn't work out here, but you'll figure it out, hopefully.
Yeah. So then finally, JFR is a Oregon Duck, and they can't make me root for Oregon. So sorry.
No, I'm not. No, I mean, I like JFR as a player. Had a rough year. Varying reports of why he left. Whatever.
Good luck in Eugene. Yep. There's certainly worse places that he could transfer to. Make a little NIL money.
Yep. Hope you punt a lot.
Yeah. Enjoy the great outdoors, and So moving on, because this is the time where you need to pause, like, favorite, subscribe the video, because we're about to tell you if we know anything about the Pac-12. So here, we'll do a little.
On something big,
Yep. We're gonna wait. We can wait. Give it a few seconds here. Hopefully they've.
I can play.
Yeah. Pause the video and Like, favorite, subscribe, share, all around the internets, the interweb. Have we done enough? Oh.
That's not what I was hoping for. I was hoping for more of a Jeopardy vibe, but whatever. I think we've done enough.
Okay. Well, so the Pac-12, they signed their TV media rights deal for 2025. Yep. It is with the CW. It is with ESPN and was it CBS or Fox?
It was CBS.
CBS. That's what it was.
Yep.
So great deal for 2025.
Great deal. Great partners.
Excellent deal. Now, for 2026, we still don't know. Sorry.
I don't know anything. Nobody knows anything.
But there continues to be all these like rumors thrown out, and Jeremiah Dickey posting on his Twitter account like he's traveling, doing all this stuff. So it gives the impression. Plus, I mean, the Pac-12, like their Twitter account finally getting active again. It really
posting
feels like
a meme. Like
feels like
better things to focus on.
Right. We're getting close to some kind of announcement. I don't know when it's going to be. I don't know what it's going to be. Whether it's going to be who finalizing the 8th team or who knows.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, if you follow Canzano, or I think I said it right. Yeah. He said that this is good because before there wasn't even a 25 deal. Now that there's a 25 deal, they can put sole focus on 26, and it shows that these networks are talking to them. So it's something. It is a little shot in the arm of like, okay, something's happening, because it was radio silence since they invited Utah State back in whenever it was. So that's awesome, but still holding out. Let's see something.
Hurry up and wait. I think the Mountain West and the Pac-12 are going to, is it mediation?
They are doing a mediation. Latest report is that no date has been set for that mediation, which basically means they've agreed to do talks, but they haven't agreed when those talks are going to happen. People are speculating that needs to be solved first before the media deal happens. Other people are saying the media deal is going to happen first. Honestly, it's a mess. I trust Jeremiah and them to figure it out, but I'm not. It's good that the new deal happened, but I really have no idea when this 26 deal is going to come down the pipe.
Yeah, I think I did see there are some deadlines for the summertime, so certain deadlines have to be hit. So that could be an indication, but what do I know? So
yeah, we're not the court system. We're not.
No.
Pac-12. So.
Well, you're like court adjacent.
I mean, I've been in a courtroom once or twice, but I don't know nothing about no civil whatever they're dealing with law. So I'll let them handle it. I won't step in and bring my expertise. Too many cooks in the kitchen, you know what I mean?
If I ever find myself in a courtroom, then something has gone wrong. Very, very wrong.
Things are not good if it's in a court.
Or maybe just jury duty, but either way, that's not good. Who wants
jury duty? Is a right that everybody should take part in. Please do not mess with jury duty.
Okay, maybe when I'm retired.
There you go.
Pay your jurors, dang it.
I don't control it. We give you lunch. Lunch is enough.
Anyway. All right. Well, I think that pretty much, if we're talking about jury duty, then I think we must be out of content.
Might have wrapped it up for the day. That's all right, though.
Well, all right, viewers. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, we're going to try and put out content whenever we can. We're going to try not to stay away for too long. Hopefully, we'll have some Pac-12 news soon. I mean, with how much chatter there is. But as of right now, only news is for 2025. So on that great disappointment, I think it's time to end. So have a good evening, afternoon, morning, whenever you decide to listen to this, whatever, and go Broncos.
Go Broncos.